reinterpret these things. I need somebody's tape player to set up this guy. I want to hear you. They brought the boy Steele. This is the problem. This is what we have to do. They brought the boy Steele on the radio in Washington, D.C., and they played him up real big. Now, originally they wanted me to come on and debate the white boy, but somehow they decided not to call me. So the white boy came on without me. I just happened to be coming out of a restaurant and picked up the radio, picked up the white boy on the radio, and got right on him. Here he is over here trying to get away. Had to get right on him. And as you know, last time we were here, we played the Jesse Jackson stuff. And we keep catching people on the radio, getting to them to declare themselves in a way that will help us. Also, you all haven't heard the David Mills tape yet, with me and David Mills, the guy who... Okay, now what Steele says is interesting, is that he comes on the radio in Washington, and he makes a point of something that Cooper does too, I thought was interesting. He makes a dialogue, he's talking about the CFR, the Trilateral, the Bilderberger. And Steele does the same thing. I want to get this down because and we need them marker things. What time is it? The kitchen closed already? 9:33. The kitchen closed already? Oh, but I mean, I just want anybody here hungry? No, I just kidding. I need one of them right things. I just want to do it real quick. Yeah, he's the same one did Professor Griff 4 years earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. How you doing? You all right? Good, good. Okay, he does this thing. I thought this was interesting conclusion because we're so late in the game. He says, Cooper says, he says now, Rockefeller don't run nothing, here or abroad. And I thought that was interesting. Okay, Rocky, nothing. I thought that was interesting. And then he'll talk about CFR. He talks about the Bilderberger. He talks about the Trilateral. And then he looks at it and he says, the Big Daddy, the most powerful of all the white groups is this one right here, the Bilderberger. That it was the Bilderberger's goal to come up with the New World Order. The only problem is that the Bilderberger didn't start until 52. 52. Now, you can't be running no New World Order and you wasn't around in 1800, 1700. This thing been going on since 1400. Okay? But now he calls out the Bilderberger as the most powerful. He says that the CFR started them off, turned it into the Bilderberger, and the Trilateral was just a little deception in the past. The problem is that each one of these represent a phase. They're not separate from the other. You had to be, you was a teenager before you was a young adult. You was an adult before you was a senior citizen. You can't separate the stages. These are progressive stages. You can't pull one out and say one is any better than the other without understanding. Which of your fingers is the most important? Well, you may say, well, the thumb may do more than the first finger. Yes, they may, but you can't separate. You don't want to separate them at least, I don't think. Anyway, so he says that this is nothing, this is everything, and this was nothing. The only problem is this was the link to the secret society, the Rhodes and the Rothschild. And you couldn't have any of these without this one. This one is still going on. He says, well, this one got tired, so then they start using this one. No, this one was the unity of the secret society. This one was the management of the New World Order in a three-sided way. This was a phase. The core group in 72, United States, Western Europe, and Japan, is the core group that's leading the world right now.
That's right.
This is the management group. This was the unity of Europe. The goal of the Bilderberger group in 52 was the 40-year goal of the unity of Europe in 92. Period. Period. And now that it has done that, and the first chairman of the Bilderberger group from America was David Rockefeller. The vice chairman was Dean Rusk, who was a Rhodes Scholar, Secretary of State under Kennedy, the man who took Carter to Rockefeller and put him on the Trilateral. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, too, Dean Rusk, who used to be chairman of the Rockefeller Foundation. So I thought that was confusing, and when Steele got on the radio, he made a point of telling the people in Washington that the Trilateral Commission was really nothing and that they would be foolish to spend any time studying it. So I call in and I say, well, how could you say it was irrelevant when it is compelling the unity of the Free Trade Agreement? It is the G7. It built the United Nations. I mean, I started going backwards with him and showing this web, and he said, well, on the radio, he said, well, obviously you know more about the Trilateral than I do. So I tell the audience, he said, what do you want me to do? Okay, I tell the people, you know more about that than me. I said, that's not the point. You must apologize to my people for telling them something which you claim now you knew not. So my question now is, why were you telling them since now you've admitted you didn't know? Yeah. That's when you get into, well, since you had no reason for saying it, who the fuck sent you? Yeah. Now that we done took your clothes off, what is you doing impersonating a man with them female genitals? That's right.